temporarily. The one that is permanent is your iman. When you have your right iman, whatever you want in this world, Allah will give it back to you in the hereafter. So if you are prepared to give more today, Allah will give you back. Yeah. There was another ayah, Allah said that whoever spend وَمَا أَنْفَقْتُمْ بِشَيْءٍ وَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ, whoever spend in the way of Allah, Allah said, I will pay you back. This is Allah's guarantee to us. And there's the ayat in Hadith Qudsi, not in the Quran, where Allah said, Ya Ibn Adam, unfiq alay, O children of Adam, spend in the cause of Allah for the right reason, then Allah will spend on you. So there's nothing for us to worry. If you love dunya, you must use the dunya to please Allah now before it's too late. Then all the dunya that you love so much will come back to you. Because in the day of judgment, when Allah reward us with paradise, then Allah will ask us, what do we want? And Allah knows, was sent to remind the people how to free themselves from this dunya. If you look at all the teaching of the prophets, will end to that. But in the same time, we have been blessed because Allah in the Quran 1,400 years ago have commanded us to solve our problem by going back to Allah's guidance. If you have any problem, any dispute, disagreement, Allah have guided us. فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Go back to my book and also the teaching of my messenger. Now, Allah have warned us, إِن كُنْتُمْ تُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ يَوْمَ الْآخِرِ. Meaning Allah is asking us, if you claim that you are a believer to Allah, and also you believe in the day of judgment. Because in the day of judgment, we are going to see Allah and Allah will reward us. And He is going to ask us, I command you to follow my commandment when you have problem, when you have any disagreement, when you dispute in any matters. Why don't you refer back to me? Why don't you follow me? And why don't you follow the teaching of my messenger? He's going to ask us. Then the Prophet ﷺ also remind us that follow the Quran and the Sunnah. Then the four Khalifa al-Rashidin also command us to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. And then the four great Imam also command their students to follow the Quran and Sunnah. Then all the scholars today, Imam in Jum'ah, also remind the congregation to follow the Quran and Sunnah. All Muslim leaders, when they make an open speech, address the Ummah, they also call us to follow Quran and Sunnah. Can you imagine everyone who believe in Allah command us, remind us to follow the Quran and the Sunnah? Whether he's a king, he's a president, he's a prime minister, when he is Muslim, when he address the crowd, he will say, follow the Quran and Sunnah. Then what really went wrong to all of us? What really went wrong to all of us? Either we are ignorant, we are arrogant, stubborn, we just don't care. I think that is what happened to this Ummah, who Allah have give guidance, but they just don't care. They don't value the guidance of Allah Rabbul Alameen. And that's why this Ummah is Izzah. Yeah? Their Izzah is gone. Izzah is the self-respect that once upon a time people respect us, honor us, that have gone. Why? The Prophet ﷺ also remind his Ummah, because his Ummah is going to be exposed to a very dangerous virus and disease. And the Prophet said, there is wahnun. I have shared with all of you before this hadith, but just as humble reminder again, the Prophet said, there is wahnun. Where the not yet Muslim respect the first generation, the second generation, the third generation, even the Muslim are minority, where the disbeliever is majority, but they gain respect from them. Why? Because their heart is free from the worldly matters. Wahnun, when the Prophet said to the companion, the companion was a bit shocked because they had seen that Allah have give them a lot of blessing, yeah? And Allah have helped them to face their enemy, to overcome their problems. But how can then there will come a time that this ummah, yeah, Izzah is gone. And people have no respect to us anymore. Once upon a time, they respect us so highly. Yeah, if you go back to the golden age of Islam, you understand why that generation was to be respected and why not we. So the Prophet is telling his ummah is because we are being attacked by the virus of Wahnun. And then the Prophet was asked again by the companion, the time will come when we lost our respect is because we are minority, because we are, I would say that we are just the minority. The Prophet said, no. That time the Muslim population is huge. But how come when we are majority and people still don't respect us? How can that the right of the majority is being challenged by the minority? Yeah. Sometimes in our country, Muslim are majority, but our right is being challenged by minorities. Do you remember the meaning of Wahnun? Do you remember the meaning of Wahnun? So they asked the Prophet, what caused the downfall of this great nation? So the Prophet said, because our heart is been attacked by the virus of Wahnun. What is Wahnun? Hubbud dunya. Number one. Because we all are very attached with dunya. It's very true. Because of dunya we fight. Because of dunya we quarrel. Because of dunya, we become enemies. Either it's a matter of wealth, power, authority, anything is because of dunya. Yeah? Greediness, selfishness cause a lot of unrest. Yeah? We are not here to serve anymore. Everybody want to be served. Yeah? See what happened in Turkey lately is alarming, but Allah have protected them in this first round. Yeah? And may Allah protect us from further fitan. Yeah? Number one, the Prophet said, is hubbu dunya. Because we are so attached to dunya. Yeah? Number two, muqarahitul maut. And we fear death. Death is what? Death is the ending. Now we fear our ending. Yeah? One day you are so high, next day you're nobody. That is something that we fear most sometimes. Yeah? But Allahu Akbar, in the time of the Prophet, you see the first generation, whether they are up or down, people remember them. People remember them because they are not leader of the dunya. They are the leader of the ummah and leader of akhirah. They use the dunya to bring people to akhirah. Yeah. And that is something that we all must try our level best to control our desire towards dunya. Because hubu dunya is a disease, is a sickness. Yeah? You must have dunya, but not to the extent that you love dunya so much. Yeah? Now we are coming back to page 237. caring for the elderly. Are we talking about caring for the elderly? The beautiful teaching of this religion, brothers and sisters, we are aware of, yeah? That the Prophet ﷺ, to the extent, remind his ummah about the importance to show mercy. In one hadith from Tabrani, the Prophet said, "Irham man fil ard, yarhamka man fis sama." Have mercy toward those on this earth, and the one in the heaven will have his mercy on you. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sahbihi wasallam also remind his ummah by saying, Man nafasa an mu'min qurbatan min qurbid dunya, nafasallahu anhu qurbatan min qurabil yawmal qiyamah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam continued by saying, Wallahu fi auni abdi makana abdu fi auni akhihi. Now the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that whoever is a Muslim from distress, from hardship, yeah, I know hardship applying to a lot of people, especially the elders. The elders are having a lot of hardship. Before they are so independent to do whatever they want to do, suddenly they just can't do what they normally do, and they become very dependent. Yeah? And whoever is a Muslim from their distress, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ease our worry in the day of resurrection. You help the people this life, Allah will help you in your future life. That is more important actually. That day, there is no other help except from Allah. Here, there are many people who can offer a helping hand. If we fail to do, somebody may come and offer a helping hand. Only Allah knows best. Yeah? And then the Prophet continued by saying, Allah always help a slave as long as the slave is always helping their brothers and sisters, meaning help others. If you always like to help others, Allah will keep on helping us. Yeah? The Muslims are required to direct kind and respectful treatment towards the elderly believer. This would help in reducing the suffering and dismay caused by their weakness. Abu Musa al-Sha'ri reported that Prophet ﷺ said, Indeed, it is part of glorifying Allah to honor a Muslim with white hair. First thing, the Prophet gives you a sign of a person who are elderly person. A person who can you see that he is an elderly person when they start to have white hairs. Yeah? There's a good sign. Yeah? Now, those people who are not independent now, they may cause a lot of problem to us. Taking care of the young one, children, is easier than the adult. Yeah? Even both are very dependent, but because the adult have a different temper. The young one also have temper today, very young, they show their temper. They scream when you don't give what they want. They start to show their temper, but their temper do not cause a problem to us. We just smile, we look at them, and we enjoy looking our young ones showing temper sometimes. It makes us happy. Wow, so yeah, now they're showing the temper. We do enjoy sometimes when they show what they like, what they don't like. But when it comes to elderly people, it's a bit different. You know, when they show temper, it really cause a lot of pressure, you know, to all of us who are taking care of the elderly people. But what we need to do actually, the first thing that we should have, we must learn how to forgive them. Very important. They are going to say a lot of things, do a lot of things that anger us, trigger our anger. But we have to learn how to forgive. And the Prophet said, "Ma zadallahu abdan ya'fu illa izzah." The Prophet said, Allah add honor to the one who forgive. If you learn how to forgive the elders, especially your parent, you don't lose anything. The izzah will come back to you. I think if you have the time to sit down with the elders and ask them what we have done when we were young, towards them. Of course, we hurt their feeling a lot. We break a lot of things. We cause a lot of problem to their life. They have to send us to the clinic. They have to send us here. But they have sleepless night. But they always forgive us. Do we forgive our children, brother and sister? Do we hold to some grudge that next time I'm going to tell you, what you have done to me? No. We just forgive and forget. MashaAllah. That is the beauty of a parent. But now, when your parent is old, do you learn how to forgive them? Or you're going to criticize them, condemn them, talk bad about them, gossip about them? You don't know my father, you don't know my mother. And of course, who knows more than you? Yeah. At that point of time, you just have to hold on. You just have to show your mercy. I think it is something that all of us are going to face, but just be more prepared. If the elderly are closely related to a person like your father, your mother, so his obligation of serving them with kindness becomes stronger normally because you are attached with them. Therefore, treating the elderly parent with utmost care is an important Islamic obligation. It's not just a sunnah, but it's a wajibat. Because Allah commands us to do so. In Surah Isra verses 23, Allah said, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِندَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُل لَّهُمَا عُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُل لَّهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Can somebody try to read the meaning? Sisters, Faddal.
Your Lord has decreed that you worship none except Him, and render duty to the parents, whether one or both of them reach old age while with you. Do not say to them as much as earth, and do not chide them, rather speak to them the noble word.
No. If you look at how Allah command us in this ayah, number one, He command us to worship Him. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. It is Allah's decree, Allah's command, that all of us should worship only Him alone. That is our duty towards Allah first. The second command is to show respect, to be kind, loving, caring to our parent. Honor thy parent. After Allah, now the parent come in. To show us how close the relationship between our parent to Allah. If not, then Allah don't have to say that. But Allah put in this ayah, you worship me, after me you honor your parent. Even your parents who are not yet Muslim, as long as they are your parent, you honor them. How about parent-in-law? Parents. When it's become son-in-law, daughter-in-law, they are your in-laws forever. You can end with a divorce with their son, their daughter, but the in-laws relationship do not end there. So it's very close. Of course, sometimes we don't like. Some people, they like the son or the daughter, but not in-law. It's difficult, but we just have to. There's only two that Allah wants us to honor: father and mother. Not about sibling yet. That is later on. But the important one is parents. Yeah? Not brothers, not sisters, but parents. Brothers and sisters, sometimes they don't care. So when they don't care, how can we feel for them? But mother and father, normally, they do care. Yeah? In their own way. But that's why you see sometimes when, if you have a baby and you give your baby away, and the baby later on came to know about what really happened, it's very difficult for them to love you again. Very difficult. Why me? Why not my brother? Why not my sister? Why me? Why my parents give me away? And because of that, for the non-believer, the Chinese parents, when they give their children away, they try their best not to have any connection anymore. So that this memory will not cause unrest to their children. Finish. Qadar. I give, finish. But for us Muslims, we cannot cut their family ties. So in the future, if you want to take any children in, whether they are your cousins, first cousin, second cousin, first thing, make sure that you can arrange some kind of breastfeeding before 2 years, to save you from a lot of problem. That is very important. If not, then as they grow up, they become a test, a big test, because they are not your mahram. They are so close to you, but they are not your mahram. So it creates another issue for them. Now, Allah commands us to be kind to our parents. Ihsana is not just fair, but to be kind. Fair is just normal, that you should be better than kind, to be fair. You must give more. If they have given you less before, you give them more. And that is ihsan. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا. Especially when they reach old age. You remember one of the hadiths in Ramadan where the Prophet talked about Angel Gabriel was making dua. Angel Gabriel said, don't allow us to enter Jannah if we still have parents or one of the parents, father or mother, who are still alive, but we do not serve them. We do not show kindness to them. And sometimes it's so difficult to look after the elders. We don't have the skill, we don't have the knowledge. Then what can we do? Normally, either we engage somebody from outside to come in, or we may have to look for a good place to send them over. Which one is better? And which one is harder? To bring somebody in is a bit harder. Harder because we are there, and we see them, and they may scream, they may shout, and we are there. Sometimes we are helping our parents when they are old age. They may scream to the neighbor, help me, my son is torturing me, my daughter is torturing me. We are helping. But to them, at that point of time because they are not themselves anymore. Sometimes they don't clean them and say they don't clean me up. They don't take the shoes out from my leg, but we have took out. There's no shoes, but in his mind there's a shoes. So sometimes we feel worried. No, neighbor is hearing that they are screaming, asking for help. I think in the West you have this kind of sound coming out. They report, please, no, that my neighbor, there's an old man asking for help. It's easy to send them outside, but the best is to bring somebody from outside to help them. Because at least you are given the opportunity. You also have time to do something for them. Don't just let somebody do and you just pay, give them money. You also want to do something. If you can't carry them because you are not that strong, but at least you can feed them. When feeding time, you take part. Example, maybe somebody prepare the food, but you do the feeding. Yeah. Or when you want to wash him, you get involved in an area that you can do. Yeah. Or give some foot massage. Thing that you can do. Yeah. And then look at what Allah said. One of the important thing to make sure that you show kindness to your parent is you must have patience handling them and don't raise up your voice in front of them. Don't say, oh, don't scream, don't raise your voice. Yeah. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah. But fasting also will help you. You can see when you are fasting, brother and sister, you can control yourself better in many ways. Yeah? You can discipline yourself better. You have time to read the Quran when fasting month. Outside fasting month, to read the Quran is really another jihad. Because now you're back to the dunya. Yeah? That's why fasting for 1 month is lighter than fasting for 6 days in Shawwal. Yeah? Because the environment is not there and the blessing of Ramadan is no more there. But I like to add today something about fasting. A lot of people today are very confused in many things. They want to do a little thing and expecting big reward. You know that the Prophet said about Shawwal fasting is to link with Ramadan. Nothing to link with Monday, Thursday, the white days. No. It's to link with Ramadan. Man sama Ramadan, whoever has completed his Ramadan, thumma atba'u sita min Shawwal, and follow with 6 days of Shawwal. Kasawmudah, like he have been fasting for the whole year. So this fast Shawwal don't link with Monday, have nothing to do with Thursday, have nothing to do with 13, 14, and 15 of every month. Just link with Ramadan. But we want to link with everything. Yeah. Too greedy. I don't know what is happening to this ummah. Somebody send you a message. Oh, now we also kalang kabut already. Always say, oh, why not? Why not? What? Just do what the Prophet want you to do. Don't keep on adding more intention. Your intention is with Ramadan. Finish. Yeah. Now, one of the things that is very important when you are taking care of the old age, the elderly people, is don't raise your voice. Because if he or she is a very sensitive person, when you raise up your voice, they know that you all are not happy anymore. And this makes the old one, our parent, very, very hurt inside. They may not want to say it out, but it's eating up their heart. I'm really a problem for you all. No? And sometimes that is where the elderly will pray, may Allah take their life. Or if Islam allowed them to commit suicide, I think majority will commit suicide. I don't want to burden my son, my daughter. My son is good, but my daughter-in-law now, my daughter is good, but my son-in-law, astaghfirullah. No. So it is a burden, of course. They do not want their children to go through all this problem and hardship and quarrel between their husband and wife and so on. It's not easy, brother and sister, that this is a jihad. Like how it's not easy for our parents to take care of us. It's not easy. But they have done their best. So it's time for us to do our best. Yeah? So don't ever raise up your voice to say, oh, also no, wala tanharhuma. Yeah. Wa kullahuma qawlan karima. Anything that you want to say in front of them, always make sure that you choose the best word. Mom, we love you. Don't worry. We are okay, Mama. We are okay, Dad. He may shout at you. Don't worry. You don't shout back to them. If possible, control your face. No. Do you think it's easy to control our body language? No. But if you can't control at the time, yeah, just put down your face. Try to do some exercise and then raise up your face again. So that you portray something good. Smile. A smile is a sadaqah. Can you imagine? It's really a jihad. They are going to provoke you, and that's where Allah tests our iman, tests our patience. If not, we don't know how patient we are, how strong our iman is. When you are tested, how do you face the environment? That is very important. Yeah? But when you are prepared, brother and sister, I think we are able to handle the situation. Yeah. Because one day we are going to get old too. Yeah. And we hope that when we are kind to our parents, our children will be kind to us. That's what we hope for. Yeah. And one of the qadar of Allah is when you are good, there's a lot of goodness that will come back to you. Look at what the Prophet said. When you ease the distress of anybody in this life, not only Allah help you here, He helped to ease your problem, your worry in the next life. Yeah. There's great reward waiting for all of us when you show kindness to the elders. Lastly, about this topic, the Prophet ﷺ did say to us, Laysa minna man lam yarham saghirana wa lam yuwaqqir kabirana wa lam yuwaqqir kabirana. The Prophet said, you are not one of us if the older one, the elderly people do not show love to the young one. And the young one who do not show kindness and respect to the elders. You are not one of the Prophet's ummah. It's a very serious thing. That's why if you look at the history of Islam, why there are so many people entering Islam in 23 years, in the time of the Prophet and in time with the companion, is because the characteristic of that generation is very unique. Everybody care for each other. They respect the elders. Even the elders are rude to them. They never show rudeness to them. Unless when they declare and become hostile to chase after the Muslim and kill them. When you are at war, then this kind of feeling do not come in anymore. When you stand in the other side and you declare that we are your enemy, we have to declare that you are our enemy. Even the brother is over there, your loved one is over there because they have made a stand and they have declared that you are their enemy. And that is the time we have to draw a line. But when nobody is hostile to you, even your parents who are not yet Muslim, it is your duty to show kindness to them. I've seen this happen in my lifetime. One of the things happened to me, my mother, because we show the kindness of Islam, and she became a Muslim. The other one, there's a grandmother of our Jama'ah, also a Chinese, when she was bedridden in the hospital. When the grandchildren went and visit them, the grandchildren is a Muslim. I always remind them, don't forget, try your best. We do not know. Talk to your grandma. Tell her there's nothing for her to lose. If she makes shahada now, if she just said there is none worthy of worship except Allah and Muhammad is the messenger, she have nothing to lose, but a lot to gain. Because billion of Muslims who perform prayer every day will pray for her soul, free of charge. As long as she died with the kalima. And the Prophet always made dua. Whoever died with La ilaha Muhammad Rasulullah. What did the Prophet say? Alhamdulillahillazi anqazahu minan nar. All praise due to Allah who has saved them from hellfire. When they're saved from hellfire, meaning they go to paradise. Yeah. Because the Prophet said, Man akhir kalamihi biqawli la ilaha illallah dakhala jannah. Don't you want to save them? We do not know, but you must grab the opportunity. And alhamdulillah, that brother keep on talking to the grandma, and then the grandma respond. Allahu Akbar. This is something that we must try our level best. The best word to talk to our family who are not yet Muslim, especially when they are not well, is to remind them of Allah. Yeah? That's why visiting the sick is so good. You get a lot of reward. Give you the opportunity maybe to save a soul. So try your best, inshallah. Yeah? Required elements of belief for those with disabilities. Many elements of belief that are required from every believer are most vital institution of affliction and suffering. Yeah? Some of these have been previously covered in detail, and we make a quick reference to them here. Others are introduced here for being more relevant to disability situation. Submission to Allah's decree, qada and qadar again. Now, when we talk about qada and qadar, brothers and sisters, we may learn about qada and qadar. We may recite the verses of qada and qadar. We may even recite the hadith of qada and qadar. We may have the knowledge of qada and qadar, but it's not easy to understand qada and qadar. You know what is qada and qadar? We have gone through this book before. Now, who have more qada and qadar? Is the elders. Qada and qadar is something that has happened. So people who are elderly have gone through a lot of happening, a lot of experience, up, down, good, bad. They have gone through all this. The young one, they do also have some qada and qadar, but they don't have that experience like how the elderly people have gone through. That's why qada and qadar, it really comes from experiences. You try to do this, at the end of the day, it turned out to be another thing. You want to give the best, but people don't appreciate it. What should you do? What should you do? You try to please your husband, but he is not happy with you. Always complain. So what you do? You knock your head on the wall? Yeah. You say to your husband, if I'm useless, leave me. Patient. Keep on praying. Even he has some weaknesses here and there. I believe there's some strength in him, some goodness in him. Do we have our own weaknesses? Do we have our good side? Of course. Our children, are they totally bad? No. They have some bad behavior. They also have some good character. What we have to do, we must not give up and learn to accept qada and qadar. You just try your best. Allah will not burden you more than what you can. You do your level best. You want to help somebody, you give them a helping hand. But if they don't need your help, you just pray for them, finish. That's how it goes. Neither you can force them. If Allah have said that He will never change the condition of a person until that particular person want to make changes, and who are we to make this kind of judgment? Oh, you're so stubborn, you don't. Allah have said that. You decide. I will try my best to help you. At the end of the day, you make the decision. And this is very, very challenging sometimes. And one thing I like to share with the brothers and sisters, don't disconnect yourself with the children. Even they're very busy, they hardly have time to see you. Don't disconnect yourself, especially your daughter. Even they are very stubborn, they don't listen to you, but give them their freedom if that's what they want. But don't disconnect totally with them. Because there are times they may need you. They really have to come back to you. When is the time? Especially when they want to get married. If you are the father, or even you are the mother. But normally the father play a more important role because the father have to be a wali. If you disconnect yourself with them, they will make their own plan without you. Khalas. But deep in their heart as a child, they know who is their parent. They have been communicating, you do not respond. But sometimes things happen in a very unique way. The minute you plan to do what you want to do, khalas, since my parents don't respond, I make my final decision. Tomorrow I'm going to get married. Make it easier. Then you respond. Ah, Allah. This is really a big fitna, a big fitna. Because anything good in Islam, we don't delay. If a good guy is there, we know that somebody have confirmed he's a good guy, and he is there planning with you. He want to see the parent do not accept him, don't want to see him. What can he do? And your children have been so independent before, and suddenly now you come in at the last minute. Is that easy? Is that easy? Oh, I don't know how many hearts they are going to break. It's not fair at all. But that is part of qada and qadar again. How to understand? Elderly person will have their saying. What is their saying normally? No, yeah, one of that. The second thing, why you rush? Why you rush? Yeah. You see, those who have Islamic value, we rush because Allah said, "Fastabil khaira," anything good, be hasten. That's all. We don't want to do anything haram. The people who don't have that understanding, Get to know each other first. Yeah. Courting first. Yeah. Try dulu. What called try? There's no try. You know. You cannot go to the shop and say, hey, can I give me 1 week for me to try your handphone first? Hey, I think it's good, then I will buy. No. Yeah. You pay first and then you try. Example. But those who don't have the understanding of Islam, they thought that why rush? And they always have a saying. This is called elderly saying. What is that? We are elderly people. What do you think an elderly person would say? After why rush? What do they say? What will they say? Try to guess. I think this will come from us one day when we encounter that problem. We will say, kalau sudah jodoh, dia tak lari. You know, don't rush. Kalau jodoh, it will be yours. Even after 1 year, after 2 years. You know. Actually, that kind of wording is not correct. It's not correct at all. Don't misuse the word qada and qadar. That's why the Prophet did say, when a man, a good guy, have approached us or our daughter, and we know that this is a good guy, and you cut off, you don't accept, because of dunya again, because of unnecessary worry, then you're opening the door of fitna to your children. Other may come in. Because the good one is so difficult. The bad one is easier. The bad one takes more time. No rush. Meeting. Drinking. Yeah. Party here, party there. And the bad guy, they don't care. Have fun first. Or it will destroy the hope of the woman, our daughter. Now her heart is closed. So difficult. I want to do good things. Cannot. Not right. Who is right? So now her feeling towards getting married is gone. Have you come across some sister have that problem? They don't trust anybody because my parents don't trust any guy. They don't understand. Nobody is good for me. Is that fair? That's not fair. We forget about our life. Yeah. It so happened that our parent is there to make it easier. That's all. And why don't we make it easier for them now? I think in the old time it's easier. Marriage is easier in the old time than now. Yeah. Now because you marry and then want to have kanduri or which hotel. And now with GST or headache, more headache. You have to think of this. Thinking of that only you get headache. Yeah. But anyhow, brother, this is qada and qadar. One must have full belief in Allah's wisdom and justice, that everything is decreed by Him. When it happened, then we accept it. And nothing can happen different from what He, Allah, has ordained. One must further have full submission to Allah's decree, acceptance of its outcome, and patience in its regard. You must learn how to accept and have sabar. Yeah. Is that easy again, brother and sister? We all know. We have gone through our life, so many things. But inshallah, with the right. Now, when we say that, when you need help, when you are so confused about what is qadar and qadar, is this the right decision for me to say this, do this? Don't go to a normal friend to ask for advice. At that point of time, you're going to ask just a friend, they cannot give you any guidance. They will entertain you based on your emotion, your feeling, and what you say to them. Oh, yes, I agree. What you say is true because they don't have the understanding. So you have to seek guidance from scholars. Again, there are two kind of scholars, young and old scholars. Normally you go to young or old. You have to go for the old one because they understand qada and qadar better. They have gone through. A young one, they themselves have never gone through yet. They don't even understand. But they may have knowledge. They learn about qada and qadar. But qada and qadar is not just knowledge. It's a matter of experience. So that's why they say old people have more wisdom. And that's why the Prophet and Allah also call us to look at Sabiqun awwalun. Those are pioneer more earlier than us. That's why you see in any religious gathering, if a young scholar says something, he may have a lot of knowledge, a lot of points, but just pure knowledge, just knowledge. He do not know what is the reality. He can say this, say that, but in reality, he don't have the experience. It's like you ask about marriage from a person who is not married. Do you think you can get good advice from them? But he have a lot of knowledge, information, collect from here, collect. But it's just knowledge. They don't really get into that kind of environment. When you get into the marriage, then you know. We all know what is marriage to us. Yeah? Is that easy, married life? In the beginning, we have a dream. Yeah? We all want to have a happy family. Then you get into the dream. Then you start to face hardship. Yeah? But because of our patience and because of our understanding, and maybe we get good support from the family, we stay on and things change for the better. Yeah? Everything will start with some difficulty. Innamal usri yusra. That is part of qada and qadar. The more you are tested, the more you are understanding qada and qadar. Yeah? Our children is very dangerous because they are pampered. They always get what they want, we do not know. No. Whether they appreciate what we have offered them or not. But may Allah protect them. Ameen. This ability is a possible favor from Allah. We have seen that if Allah afflict a believer, it is because He loves him, favor him, and want to grant him some means for cleaning his sin and improving his status in Jannah. Because of this, as was discussed earlier, the messenger were afflicted the hardest, and yet they showed the most endurance and contentment. That's why Allah said, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Indeed, in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, there is a lot of good example for you to follow. As a businessman, as a youth, yeah, as a husband, as a father, as a prophet, a leader not only for dunya and akhirah. Yeah. If you want to be a good businessman, look at the characteristic of the prophet. You will find all the good quality. How to be a successful business person. As long as you are not greedy, no cheating, no lying, then there will be a lot of blessing. Yeah. Today, they say cheating is part of business. No. But once upon a time, all agreed. Yeah, honesty is the best policy. We have beautiful saying before, but now this word hardly appeared anymore. You know? Yeah, it's really the best for us to refer to is the prophets. Yeah? See how endurance and the contentment that they have, even they have gone through a lot of tests. Yeah, when you have problem from inside, it's really a big test. Prophet Muhammad SAW, whose uncle loved him so much, like Abu Jahl. All these are people who love him so much. When he was born, they celebrate his birthday. They are so happy of this nephew, they celebrate his birthday. Like how we celebrate his birthday today sometimes. But just celebrating. But they don't follow his message. When he became a prophet and he called them to Islam, they go against him. The same thing is happening. His teaching is being abandoned, belittled, but we celebrate his birthday. This is the new Abu Jahl. If you love him, follow his teaching. Yeah. Therefore, when a believer is subjected to suffering, illness, or a physical disability, he or she is entitled to great rewards from Allah and a favored status with Allah. Yeah. Only those who have the right understanding, experience, will know. But those who don't have the right knowledge, they will keep on complaining. Why me? I've seen a lot of my friends who don't pray, who don't do all the good things, they are still very healthy. No, they still get a lot of favor, a lot of risky, but why me? Because we value success, happiness through worldly things. That is the problem. We do not know the more that Allah gives to somebody, it never means that Allah is happy. Allah is putting him in more trial. And that's what he wants. He wants dunya, dunya. So Allah give dunya, dunya, dunya. That's all. Because that is what he asked from Allah. And Allah is fair. You ask dunya, I give you dunya. Nothing for akhirah. You want dunya and akhirah, I give you both. So you choose. Which one do we choose so far? Both. That's why. Because we are guided. We know the value of akhirah more than dunya. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. That's why one of the dua that normally in Ramadan, in the last 10 nights, the qunut, some imam, not necessary, but some will recite, Oh Allah, don't make our dunya more important than our akhirah. No. Because dunya is just for 100 years. They're so very long already. But akhirat is forever. And whatever you have dunya, today you have, tomorrow is gone. Yeah, today you enjoy it, tomorrow you get rotten. Khalas. Nothing is permanent. But akhirah, everything is permanent. Yeah. The reward increase with affliction. Allah reward a believer for every mischief. Even if it's a little as a thorn prick, furthermore, the greatest the hardship and affliction, the greater will be rewarded and compensation. It's like the harder you work, you get more bonus, inshallah. Yeah. Anas reported the Prophet Muhammad did say, the meaning, when I afflicted my servant with his two dear ones, his eyes, and he remained patient, I substitute them for him with Jannah. Look at what the Prophet reminds us, if Allah would test us with our eyes, suddenly you can't see. And you remain patient, sabar. You don't complain. Why? And knock your head, and then now You have your, not only your eye can't see, now you have the hearing problem. You keep on knocking, and then the balance went out. And that's why we say some companion, when they can't see, they say, Alhamdulillah, Allah has saved me from the zina of the eye. That means, the eye also exposed to zina. Allah has saved me from the zina of my ear. You like to listen in things that is not good for you. You entertain all the gossiping, all this, the backbiting. That is zina. But it never means that you cannot look for a cure. If you have some problem, the beginning that you know that you use your eye for a good cause, to read the Quran, to look at Allah's creation, then you can go for a cure, go for treatment, nothing wrong. Don't misunderstood this hadith. Then when I have my eye problem, I don't have to go for treatment. No. I just let it go. Go for treatment, because the Prophet want us to seek treatment. And we would like to thank a lot of brothers and sisters who have been very kind to us to look into some of our help, by helping us in many ways. Some help us with medication. They know they are good supplement, and they share the supplement with us. Allahu Akbar. Anas also reported that Prophet ﷺ said, the magnitude of the reward is in accordance with the magnitude of the affliction. When Allah loves some people, He afflicts them. Allahu Akbar. The last part that we'd like to share with the sisters and brothers. Never despair from Allah's mercy. A disabled believer should strive to overcome his deficiency by optimizing the functioning of his remaining faculties and limbs. That's why when you can't see, normally what we'll do? You use the other faculty, the feeling, the touching, the hearing. And that's why you see some people who can see, but their hearing is very sharp, They're very sensitive with sound. They seem to be more alert than us. When we have all the faculties, sometimes we all go turn, this service, we don't know, we get confused sometimes. People say something, we think something, because we are so active. So you don't just give up. And that's when your touching becomes very important. That's why the people, elderly people who are used to their environment, even they stay in a small house, they prefer to be there. They prefer to even to live and die. They don't move them away, because they know, they have the senses. They know when they stand up, when they go left, they know what is in the left, because they are so used to the environment. Now they don't use that kind of seeing anymore, but they use the touch. So don't give up. Loss of vision, for instance, does not mean the end of a person's life, and should not make him hopeless or desperate. I've seen sometimes in my gym, I've seen somebody's a crippled guy. But mashallah, he has very strong arm. He had problem in the leg, but he never gave up. He used his arm. And you can see his muscle, his tricep, the bicep, powerful. And that is the spirit that we want to develop in ourselves and our family. Not to give up hope. On the contrary, development of the remaining senses may compensate for the loss of vision. Abu Hurairah reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-mu'min qawiyun khairun wa habba ilallah min al-mu'min ad-da'if. Wa fi kulli khairun. Until the end. A strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than a weak one. Strong in what? Strong in their mind, strong in their spirit, strong in their physical body, strong in economy, strong in knowledge, everything. You can be strong, yeah, in many, many ways. Yeah. A strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than a weak one, and good is in both of them, of course. As a believer, you are good. But still, if you are stronger, mean you can do more. When you are healthier, I think your prayer, the quality of the prayer is different. No, you can stand longer, but when you can't stand long, you have to sit halfway, but you still pray, Alhamdulillah. But we know that our activities is very limited. So when you are healthy, Allah loves those who have energy, who are strong economically, financially, mentally, spiritually. Allah loves them more than the weak one. The weak ones, sometimes they just have to take care of themselves. They can't take care of others anymore. It's good. But the strong one was given the opportunity to do more. Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Yeah. We have one of our Jama'ah, Alhamdulillah. Every Saturday, we always try to get good people around, those who have some time, to help us to help the rewards. Yeah. Sometimes we have 5, 6 new people, yeah, in the class. We may need a lot of new mentor that you can, one-to-one, so that they feel closer to us. They feel attached to the Muslim. We have some people who are not good in talking at all. They just do not know how to communicate. They want the help, but that is their weaknesses. But Allahu Akbar. There are so many things for us to do. They can help in talking to the reverts or the not yet Muslim. But you will see that this person will come early and prepare everything. And then he leave. He just come and prepare the table, prepare the thing, and then he will clean and he will sweep the area, make sure that it's clean. Then he left. So when the people start to come in, everything is ready. May Allah reward him for what he's doing. That is one of your jihad. This is what you can do, you do. Some may know how to talk, then you use your skill. Some may have time, use your time. Some may know how to show them some good practice on Islam, then you show them. Everybody can play a role, yes. Because the energy that Allah give you, you must make use of it before it's too late. I know everybody is busy, but try to spend some time for Allah. To help others. Because Allah is sure to help us, inshallah. Hold tight to what benefit you. Anything that benefit you, your iman, brother and sister, be consistent, respond to it. I know sometimes in the beginning we may have the right spirit. Oh, I will help after some time. Our battery also get weaker and weaker, and we give excuses. Oh no, this excuse I can accept, but I don't know whether Allah can accept or not. The later that Allah have tested us, we give so much excuses. In the time of the Prophet, people was ready to serve Allah. Just asking, whatever you want us to do, we are going to do. They are just ready, just waiting for instruction. Today is different. We are weak in a way. Ask Allah for help and do not fail. If Allah help you, inshallah, we will not fail. If you are afflicted with a mission, do not say, had I done such and such, or such and such would have happened instead. And this is where the qadar of Allah come in again. You should have said, Allah will and He does as He will. Qadrallah wa ma sha'a fa'al. That is the best word from the believer. You try your best, but you don't say this without trying your best. You must do your homework, then you rely on Allah. Prepare for what Allah has ordained for us after you have done your homework, inshallah. Why? Why that Islam do not want you to give excuses? Oh, if I have done this, if I have responded, why? Had I done such and such? Open the way for the work of Satan. This is the way the shaitan will come in to give you frustration, and then you feel down for a while. But you don't have to do that. Why must you do that? If you have do your level best in the beginning, you don't have to say that anymore. You just say, Qaddarallah wa ma sha'a. I've tried my best, I've prepared myself, and the end, it still turned out to be another plan. So, alhamdulillah, khalas. And move forward. That's how it goes. So may Allah help us, brothers and sisters, and make us closer to the wise people, the elders. Even they are physically very weak, if mentally they are still strong, seek some wisdom from them. Seek some wisdom from them. The oldies come and go. When they left, you cannot see them anymore. So if you have children in the future, for the young family, and if your parent miss the grandchildren, please make your the grandparent happy. Send the grandchildren to them. They want to give a lot of love to you, but you're too big now. Let them give the love that they still have to the grandchildren. You don't lose anything. We may have some disagreement sometime, but please your parent with your children. If they can make your parent happy, make them happy. Most of our children, it's good for them to understand this, inshallah. If there's any thing that you like to ask me, now we're open for Q&A. Today we have a reversion. We hope that if somebody are not rushing, you can just hold on, be part of the witness of witnesses here, inshallah. Any question from the sisters? You know, one of the things that's happening to us, sometimes when you grow old, when you reach the age of 55, 60s, normally this is the time for you to take a break. That means big company will say, pension lah, retire. We also want to retire because we want to spend more time with our children, with our loved one. But you see, qadar of Allah. Sometimes people want you back because you are still energetic, you are still very active because of your old experience. They can employ some younger officers or graduate, but they prefer the oldest. Why? Laku lagi. Elderly people not say no laku, still laku. No, because we have record, we have history. Young people know history yet. We have gone through all the difficulty, we have gone through all the bad times, so we are more alert about things. And people want that experience. We can handle people better. Yeah, because we have lived for 60 years. We have met 6,000 of people already. And we survive, alhamdulillah. So sometimes we thought that when we are time for us to relax, we say it's finished. But it so happened, Allah Qadar give us risky again. And now people are 66 still, mashallah. Very useful and very productive. Yeah. So never give up. If your service is still needed, offer your service. Inshallah. One question from the sisters? Now, the mother do not want to accept who? She have done, she have said. Mother don't like the son-in-law. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. As long as we have tried our best, that's good. Secondly, this is to show us the young one always said we have our feeling, but they forget the old people have more feeling. They forget about that. They only want us to entertain their feeling. They forget about our feeling. They thought that old people are feelingless. No, we are more sensitive sometimes. If you have tried, Allah will not burden you more than that. If your presence will cause more harm to the mother, then try to stay away. But temporarily, then you need to get somebody who are elderly, who know your parent. Ask them to help you. Something you need that. From the young to the old is a bit difficult. We hope that some elderly person who are wiser, understand the situation, will talk to our mother and try to motivate them again, make them accept the qadar and qadar in the right way, and make them have more mercy, to accept and forgive. I think if you try that from that angle, it do help. Yeah, because the elders also have their own company. Yeah, this year when I make a visit to the flat in front here, I met a lot of oldies who was here before this flat. They were the Stingan. So we talk about their children. You're so angry. My children, they are gone. They're dead. Don't talk about them to us. We also don't know what happened actually. They ask about your children. No. What children? No. To me, they are dead. Wow. Okay, then we don't talk about them now. We talk about you and us now. And then you're okay for a while. So sometimes you have that problem. Because the children do not use their wisdom at all. Why? Because this is the house where they get it back when they were Stingan here. So whoever move out, then when the flat is ready, they can. And now the children want to sell this unit that belong to the mother. They don't even help the mother. They even want to sell a unit that belongs to the mother. This made the mother very, very sad. They don't even care for me. I didn't ask anything but my property they try to sell. Oh, there's too much. But still, we have other way to make them calm. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Any last question? Don't give up, like I said. Yeah. If you cannot communicate with the parent, try to look for somebody who are in the same level like that. Ask them to help you. Yeah. Inshallah. So I think the brothers should be here by now for the conversion. Sister Aisha, have a look. Are they here now? It is coming Wednesday. The class is off, yeah, because tomorrow we are going to leave for China for a conference, some Islamic conference in China. Then we'll be back only on Thursday, and Friday we are going to Miri for another Da'wah conference in Miri. Then we'll be back on Sunday, inshallah. Yeah. Yeah, next week when the day is off. Yeah, they're here. Inshallah, I'm going to go out and see some of them first to look into something. Then they're coming in. For those who have to rush, then you can leave. For those who think that you like to be around, you're welcome, inshallah. Yeah. So we end with tasbih for us. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.